So just chilling and chatting and waiting for somebody to jump in the stream and chat to me. Outran the pirates. And we're all full up. Sorry, all collected. So what I'm running on here at the moment is 2 Class 2 mining lasers and 2 Class 1 mining lances. The lances are unlocked via power play. Gives me a little bit more range on the outside, because otherwise the cutter is, well, you basically got to have your nose touching for your mining lasers to work. As you can see though, that's pretty much it. Doesn't take that much longer. Now, over towards the hot spot is where I'm heading. Which is there. So we'll go for these smaller ones. Oh shoot. That one doesn't have anything I want. This one might have. That's better. Welcome to the chat or stream. Just mining some painite in my cutter. Looks like I'm going to have to abandon some limpets. That'll give me a little bit more space. Not a lot, because the refinery is already full. Let's see what these ones have got in them. Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you very much. Let's see if I got my shout out set up right this time. Yeah, it worked. So I'm just in the process of, yeah, grabbing some painite. Well, it would be if there was any on those ones. Not too bad. At the moment I have 419 tonnes. So about 100 tonnes to go. Well, 93. 95? 95. Fill her up and yeah. Figure out where to go next. Nope, no good. Yeah, painite's a lot quicker than mining LTDs. And a little bit more relaxing. If this one's no good, then I'll grab the other one. That's better. Now with my cutter setup, I've got two class 2 mining lasers on the very front and two class 1 mining lancers on the outer pods. 4 class 5 collectors, which means I've got 12 limpets out at a time. And a class 3 prospector for 2 limpets going at a time. So I can start shooting from here with the mining lancers. And then stop once the lasers hit. Yeah, doing alright, thanks, Orange Phoenix. As long as my computer remains stable, it's been having some issues. It likes to blue screen occasionally. So I will apologise to anyone should I just cut off. Hey Warlord, welcome. So how's everybody else doing this evening? Hope everyone's keeping safe. Hopefully mining doesn't bore everybody too much. I'll be back in a moment. I have an annoying cat knocking on the front door. Sorry about that. The joys of pets. Wonderful creatures. Wouldn't be without them. We have 2 dogs, 2 cats, 3 lizards, and 2 adult children. Though I don't suppose you could really count them as pets. Yeah, it gets a bit busy sometimes, but busy's better than bored. We've got 2 eastern, 2 eastern blue tongues, and I can't remember what the other one is, but it's a blue tongue. Oh, that's a good one. Go and grab that in a second. Oh, look, we had a quantum prospector. Went through the edge of the asteroid. Now I've got voice attack off at the moment. I did find a 63 yesterday. Oh, definitely Aussie. About as Aussie as they come. I've lived everywhere, except the West and the Northern Territory. Currently based in the capital. Yeah, I've got friends up in Brisbane. Unfortunately, we can't go visit them at the moment. When I was a kid, Dad was in the army, and one of our moves was from far north Queensland, the city or town of Cairns, all the way down to Hobart in Tasmania. Yeah, class ones. They're not bad. They've got, I think it's a 2 kilometre range from memory. Um, 2 kilometre range, or 1.5 kilometres I think it might be, which means you can start mining a little bit earlier. They are basically the same as a class 1 mining laser, but as a mining lance you can also use them in combat, though I wouldn't recommend it. They generate quite a bit more heat than what the standard beam lasers do. And what I usually do when mining is land a little bit away from the hotspot and head towards it. I don't know if I should change that given the current changes. We'll see. I remember when mining gold was actually profitable. Get rid of another 20 limpets. Platinum, that would have been worth doing too. Not anymore. So this thing at full capacity can carry 522 tonne. 10 of it in the refinery. I think it's 10. Bertrandite. I wish the other ites were useful. To be perfectly honest, for most people they're probably not, but mining in a cutter, they come in handy. Because if you don't have mining lances on the outside ports and decide you want to put mining lasers on, cutter generally you only run 3 mining lasers, because otherwise your power cuts out. Basically you run out of capacity before you get the asteroid empty. Let's check this little one. The increased range on the mining lances makes a big difference, because this is where the mining lances are on there. The mining lasers are up here. As you can see, there's quite a bit of different space between the two, which on a cutter makes a big difference. Osmium, no good to me. Already scanned that one. I don't think I scanned that one. I don't mind the I don't mind the Anaconda for mining, I just don't like flying it. I understand the versatility of the ship, I just don't like the way it handles. I mean, this doesn't handle much, well, any better at all really. It's probably worse, but it's faster. But I only use this for mining and trading. I don't use it for anything else. Well, I hope you enjoy the stream, Super Fanatic. It's great for painite mining. Probably a little bit better suited to the LTD mining. But if you get into an empty spot, you can just boost away. It's like this evening when I logged in, I had 300 ton of painite on board already. And all I did was boost away from the signals that came up where the pirates were, and they couldn't catch me. So I would say they were probably Incondas. Those two are close enough together to worry about. You're next. That one's done. What do you got on that? Nothing. I have noticed since the patch changes that there don't seem to be quite so many painites, but the percentages haven't changed a lot. Oh, I still fight them off. It is capable of combat. I just prefer to avoid it when I'm out by myself, just in case anything goes wrong. Especially if I've got 300 ton of painite sitting on there. It's different if you're wing mining. That's a nice one, 40%. The other thing that's fun with the cutter is close-up mining. Because your cargo hatch is right underneath your nose. So because it's so far forward, you don't need to go for, the closer you get to the asteroid, the less distance they have to travel. I mean, I've known people who fly around in a cutter with only 256 tons of, oh look, 26%. Hang on. Yeah. Now the only issue with these is, as you can see, because the cutter's so wide on the smaller asteroids, it's easy to miss. That's the default. I'm not running voice attack at the moment because my computer's being a bit temperamental. I installed Valorant to play with another streamer the other day, and its anti-cheat software seems to be causing issues with my computer. Not that I cheat, just that it doesn't like running it. All good, Super Fanatic. I assume that's referring to the Toyota. Yeah, my brother-in-law used to have one. Part of the reason I wanted to go asteroid mining was because I was running a bit low on some materials, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I think they're full. Here we go. 56.9, good pick, considering I'm running low on lipids. A little bit close. Actually, it looks like, yep, I'm out. $4.97. And that's it for that lot. $4.98. So I need to get 14 tons from this one. Either that or make myself small inputs. Yep. And in about a month's time I'm planning on doing a trip to Beagle Point in a dolphin. Actually about, yeah, nearly a month. So I want to make sure that the dolphin is fully upgraded with everything I can. I've already done the trip to Beagle Point in a beluga and an orca, so I figure if I do it in a dolphin, then I've done it in all three of the passenger ships. Yep, 5100. Oh, there we go. Filled up. Nice. Is that it? Looks like it. Might synthesize a couple more limpets. Just with prospect spots around here. Oh no, can't do that. Hull's full. Alright, now we've got to find where to go. Alright, check EDDB. If anyone wants a quick link to search for painite prices. There we go. Okay. Well, 13 light years away, they're buying it for 372,000. Now Chikanara. Which is this link. Alrighty, so 87 light years away, they're selling, they want 6,000 for 656. Carriers off. Yep, so it looks like we're heading over to Madness. But first I'll duck into Brew. And my fleet carrier is parked. See, there it is. I need to go to Thesiger Point. Actually, I'll just check whether I need to. Modules. Yeah, better do. Oh, yeah, double hotspot at He80, sector DBX D1112. Just to put it into chat. Dropped in next to one of the hotspots rather than doing the usual thing of going directly between them, because they're close enough anyway. This was one of my go-to mining spots for a long time. I did do some LTD mining, but not an awful lot of it. We've always found that that system, which Warlord likes to call Pinky and Perky, because it's a double planet and you're mining painite in a double painite spot, we've always found that that one's really good returns, just because they're so close together. And Guru Brew has two ports at about 270 light seconds out from the star, both of which are full-sized star ports, where we dump off our mining gear into storage and pick up what we need. The other day I think it was Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon it might have been, my time. Boss lady was out here and we had, I think, up to 20 people doing wing mining. Too far. The only problem with the cutter is it drifts just a wee bit. Now, I know it's probably not necessary, but one thing I do like to do while I'm here is check the commodities price, because why travel if you can make a decent profit? Yeah, I think 67 is a bit low. Welcome back. Just switching out one of my collectors for a Guardian FSD. Okay, where is it? I bet you I left it on my fleet carrier. There we go. Yep, on the fleet carrier. Oh, off to the mistress. No, I just filled up my tonnage and went to go pick up my FSD booster and it wasn't here. I've been playing Elite Dangerous since about a week after it was originally released. Playing Elite overall for a little bit longer than that. I first played Elite in 1984 on a BBC Micro at a friend's place. Well, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. If I don't know the answer, I'm pretty sure there'll be somebody in chat who'll know. Yep, old school Elite, done with a joystick and a joystick with a single power fire button on it and a keyboard. So now that's translated to keyboard and mouse. Also played Frontier Elite 2 on the Amiga 1200. Oh, shut up. There we go. Oh, it's Planet 2, Ring A. Oh, I always sound chilled, Pixie Wifey. I don't even get excited in combat. Oh, Laidlord, definitely a fantastic community in Elite Dangerous. There's not many games where the players actually create a system to help people out in game that's recognised in the Guinness Book of Records. Well, the gaming version of it. Yeah, just watch Timbotronic. If you're playing in VR, a lot of people have issues, shall we say, with the driving around on planets. Motion sickness is a fairly common side effect. I think one of the things I like about this game is that I can just chill out and enjoy it. Oh, hang on. What the hell? Don't tell me I've gone to the wrong spot. Five H, where are we? I know it's in Gurubru. Where's the station? Alright, transfer it here. You as well. Transfer to this location. Alright. See if I can get there without. Alright, I can make it without having to worry about refueling. I think that's what I like most about Elite Dangerous. You can do what you want, when you want, and how you want. It's like me, I bought a fleet carrier. Why? Well, I had the fun sitting there. I wasn't going to do anything else with them. I believe also, Timbertronic, you can change the focal length of the glass of the headsets too, depending on which headset you've got. So to some extent, unless it's astigmatism, you can adjust the glasses for short-sightedness or long-sighted. Sorry, adjust the headset for short-sightedness or long-sightedness. To be honest, Timbertronic, the amount that it costs in fuel and maintenance, I don't know that I'm going to use mine for long distance travel. More for bubble jumping from one side of the bubble to another. Maybe as a support vessel from time to time. I certainly wouldn't want to jump one to Colonia or Beagle Point. For that, you'd need a group, basically. Just because of the tritium cost. I mean, 500 light years sounds like a long way when you're only starting out in the game, but I travel 1500 light years to go repair a space station. I don't have my own Discord, Pixie Wifey. I'm on Grumpy's Discord, Grumpy Old Nerd. I'm on Warlord's Discord, Boss Lady's Discord. So basically, a whole bunch of streamers that are already on Discord, and I just check up with those at the moment. Fair enough, Timbo. Well, start the jump anyway. Drop to 75%. Go and get over the other side. Now, with interdictions, the cutter is not good at it. But if you drop it to 75 or a little bit lower, within the blue zone preferably, most of the time you can get out of it. does take a bit of work. No, he's got me. Where are you, little bugger? What am I under attack by? That's the question. There we go. That's helped a little. Come on, kill it. There goes the shields. Not ashamed to run. Hopefully I get out before he re-interdicts. So yeah, I mean, if he'd actually offered to steal some of my cargo, I would have said, yeah, sure, take it. I don't mind. And the other thing is, of course, is I do have 3.5 billion credits, so yeah, I can afford a rebuy if I need it. Oh yeah, yeah. For a period of about 4 years, I was sleeping about 3 to 4 hours every 3 nights. A little bit better now. I get about 3 to 4 hours a night. But yeah, many a night I skip. I mean, this cutter's got the Class A thrusters, and I believe they're engineered, but it's a cutter. I mean, I don't expect to escape interdiction in a cutter. I'll try. Timbertronic, I have, even as a teenager, a good night's sleep for me was between 6 and 7 hours. If I get 2 hours sleep, I'm well rested and perfectly functional for the next however many hours it is until I sleep again. However, if I get less than 2 hours, I get a bit cranky. So yeah, a good night's sleep for me is anything over 3 hours. I do play catch up occasionally during the day, but not very often. Now, this isn't my trading ship, so I don't have Super Cruise Assist or a docking computer on it. So I can't really engage lazy mode. And I can't do the Super Cruise Assist fast drop, which is really good if you're in danger of being chased. In case anyone doesn't know how to do it, if you've got Super Cruise Assist, what you do is you activate it, and when it hits 7 seconds, go up to 100% throttle with your target in reticle until about 5 seconds, and then drop it back to 3/4 so that you're right in the middle. And instead of taking about 15, 20, 30 seconds to get in, it'll take about 5. Hi, Holy Helga, that's right. I mean, Super Cruise Assist is an optional extra, definitely. Yeah, unless this orca gets in the way. Sorry, Mr. Orca, I'm bigger than you. You've got to make way for me. At least it's landing pad 10 this time. How many limpets do you run with, Holy Hogger? Hey, Chaos Rain. How's it going? Now let's see if either of the commodities websites was accurate. Nicely done. Python's a nice all-round ship. There we go, 656. Certainly worth a third of a billion credits. Oops, that was a mistake. I didn't want outfitting, I wanted resupply. Sorry, advanced maintenance. I took 300 last time and threw away about 60 of them. Take 260 that way. Got a little bit extra. Oh, glad you're feeling a little bit better. Laidlaw, I can only say, take your time earning your credits, don't go too big too quick. Enjoy the game, learn what you like. Right, if you like exploration, you don't need billions of credits. You can literally do it. I mean, I'd recommend an Asp Explorer. It's a little bit bigger than a DBX, but it also doesn't feel as cramped when you're flying it. My first trip to Sagittarius A, was in an Asp Explorer. I think it was also the first trip I took to Colonia from memory. Way back at the Duff Enigma expedition. Yes, I know the green lights are supposed to be on the right, but I'm from Australia, so they're on the left. this is where we go. As you can see, there's a lot of fleet carriers around. An awful lot of fleet carriers around. That's why I parked mine over at Gurubru. When I parked it there were only about 5 of them. Yep. Green means go, Frog, unless you're watching one of the early episodes of Sliders. The hardest part at the moment is when you've got your fleet carrier, it's hard to upgrade. Because a lot of the time you can't get into the administration systems. I was considering renaming my fleet carrier to Space Whales Are Us and sell all the passenger ships. Better pop a heatsink. The other thing I was going to do was buy an Anaconda because I understand how useful and how versatile they are, but I just hate the thing. So I was going to buy an Anaconda and call it Stacy and park it permanently on my fleet carrier and call my fleet carrier Stacy's mum. If you don't get the joke, I apologise. So we're on the way back. That's it. The fleet carrier's got it going on, but Stacy, yeah. I feel sorry for Stacy in that song. I mean, I could do it with a beluga too, because a beluga is about 3 times the size of a Anaconda, or it looks like it. Myself and a couple of friends went out to Colonia a couple of months back. I took my beluga, and they took Anacondas, and the beluga is far, far longer and much taller, and nearly as wide as an Anaconda. Exactly, Orange Phoenix. It's basically a case of play the game the way you enjoy it. It's like me. I went and did the rank grind for the Imperials, one mission at a time, flying all over the place, doing missions all over the place. I think what attracted me to the beluga was the fact that it's sort of like a grown-up version of an orca. It's not as fast, but you can have a fighter. Uh, Docking computers on belugas are reasonable expenditure. It's not a waste of a slot on a beluga, that's for sure. Actually, I'm gonna go to Gurubru and jump in the orca just for a bit of a break from flying the cutter. I mean, I made my first 3 billion credits, so all the money I needed for my cutter, my Corvette, and my other ships, before any of the without using massive amounts of income from other people. Most of it was done doing wing missions or repairing stations, things like that. Yeah, over to Gurubru. Let's have a look at the system map, see what the population's like at the moment. So as you can see, there's a few fleet carriers over here, but not many, so it makes it a lot easier to find them. This is where I want to go. I'm going to jump in the orca and show you why I like the orca. Yep, don't blame me there, Laidlaw. I actually was flying a T7 doing missions at one point. The only time I've really used a Python was doing some of the rescue missions from the burning stations when the Thargoids were attacking, and running missions between Sothis and Ceos, doing mining supply missions. So Sothis Mining had gold or platinum for quite a bit of money being delivered over to Ceos, and Sothis Mining is only an outpost. And it was really good to get, I think it was 5 million a mission was the maximum when you had like 187 tons of platinum on you. Frog, do you remember when mining required you to actually pick up the chunks yourself? Pre-limpets. Only ever used to go mining in my Asp Explorer, and only got the amount that I needed for whatever mission was required. I actually liked mining, still do, but there's no way I go back to old school mining. However, in my Dolphin, I forgot to put collector limpets in, and I was going out doing materials gathering to do some upgrades on it. Unfortunately, the Dolphin's cargo hatch is not in the best location. Elite Dangerous is so much more relaxing, chilled to play than it used to be. Now, your landing gear can be used as brakes. Just like your cargo hatch. Whoops. Alright, refuel, carrier services. Yeah, Laidlaw, believe it or not, there's one mission to unlock one of the engineers where you need to do some tobacco runs. Yeah, advanced maintenance. Get rid of these. No worries, Frog. Enjoy your evening, morning, afternoon, whichever is appropriate. Okay. Give me a moment. Sorry, Alpha 47. No worries. Alright, stored ships. Time to get the Orca out. Here she is. Now, the Orca is my favourite ship. Holds barred, to me, there's nothing better. I wouldn't have flown it to the other side of the galaxy if it was not my favourite. And I didn't do that as part of Distant Worlds 1 or 2. That was just, I went there. And there is a reason for it. And it's this. I just love flying the thing. I mean, canyon running out in the middle of the black, but there's nobody else around in one of these things. I mean, this is a fun ship to fly. It's also why I bought this particular fleet carrier. There's things to fly around. I mean, show me another large ship that can throw around like this. Buzz the tower. You'll notice I'm boosting all the time too. But yeah, yes, definitely keyboard and mouse. So yeah, so this is the one that actually went to the other side of the galaxy. It's had a paint job. It can take a little bit of getting used to. What a lot of people do is on the mouse by default you've got pitch or up, nose up and down, and roll left and right. What a lot of people do is switch it so that it's pitch up for nose up and down and yaw, so direct left and right rather than roll. This is just my favourite ship to fly. It's fun. It's easy to keep refueled. It doesn't take long to refuel. It does have a bit of a heat issue if you get too close to stars, but you're not there usually long enough for it to worry about it. It fits all the modules you need for exploration, which is the main thing that I usually use. See, in the original game, you controlled it with a joystick or keyboard. The keyboard, your up, down, left, right arrows were your pitch and roll, and the other keys were your other commands, or your joystick was up, down, left, right. So pitch and roll again. So it's just something I've gotten used to. I think personally that it's the nicest looking of the passenger ships. It looks like it's meant to go in and out of an atmosphere. I mean, this one's in midnight black, I think. Oh look, there's another one. So that's your standard colour. If you don't have Bluetooth on your PC, you can pick up an Xbox 360 controller, I think is the USB version, wired. Second hand, you can pick them up for less than 40 bucks Australian. Alright. Back to carrier services. So I've got a sidewinder just because. Same for the Courier and the Eagle. This is what I'll be taking. Oop, hang on. Oh, I have 2 units of cargo. I know what I did. I forgot to sell the stuff out of my refinery. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. Yep. I would like to play with HOTAS, but I don't know how it's going to work. So this is my, this is going to be my new Explorer. It's not as fast, but it is definitely more maneuverable. Still getting used to it though. That's the one thing I do like about Elite Dangerous's ships is they all fly differently. Now if I keep it in the blue zone, she'll maneuver a lot quicker. That looks amazingly pink considering it's supposed to be red. Alrighty, let's have a look. Zoom out a bit. Now I wonder if I've got the brain trees still mapped. Raw grade 5s, that's what I want. Over that way. So, over here, in case anybody's not aware of it, is where you go to get your grade 5 raw materials. No worries, Laidlaw. Yes, that is the dolphin. So, this is where you go to get your raw materials. And it's, from memory, these moons here. Yep. So, these moons here each have surface deposits. Each have surface deposits of crystalline shards, and the crystalline shards have grade 5 grade 4 or 5 raw materials on them. And that's, how far would that be away? 31 jumps, so about half an hour. But I don't think I really need them at the moment. No. Polonium I need. Selenium's the only one that is not out there. So yeah. But if you need grade 5 materials for raw, that's where you need to go. Alrighty guys, I'm just going to go and grab a drink, so I shall be right back. Probably only a few minutes. I shall be back soon. Sorry about that, guys. Right, back into the mining cutter. No, that's the anti-thargoid cutter. That'll be the one. Yeah, so what you're looking for if you want to go and find them yourself is thargoid barnacle sites. Laidlaw. Yep, barnacle sites. Oh, excuse me. Oh no, they fixed my paint. Didn't want them to fix my paint. Yeah, I've got a separate folder on Chrome for Elite Dangerous links. It's got about 40 of them. One person I can strongly recommend is Commander Exegius on YouTube. He does ED tutorials. So if you look up ED tutorials, you'll find it relatively easily. He covers just about everything in short tutorials. If you'd like, I can provide a link in chat. If there's anything specific that you're looking for, like gathering guardian materials, unlocking engineers, how to set up certain upgrades on certain weapons, basically it covers pretty much anything. Surface landings, it's all there. Alrighty, head out to the planet ready for the next mining run. So this is one of the best sites for painite because the two hotspots are very, very close together. And obviously it's still within the bubble. With the changes to the way that hotspots work, you don't really need more than a double. And a close double is definitely better than a slightly wider spread triple. It looks like I'm going a fair bit out of my way, but I am going into a ring system. So you want to come down on it from above if you can. They need to do something. Tritium mining at the moment is virtually pointless. What I think they should have done would have made things much more interesting is switch the values for LTDs and tritium and just left them as it was, because then and made the price of LTDs as high as it is or slightly higher, because LTDs and void opals I think need a boost in value. The amount of effort you've got to go to fill up on void opals, anything that is only available as a core material should be amongst the most expensive of the materials. Okay. Don't tell me I turned my discovery scanner off. No, it's there. Oh, of course I'm in combat mode. Silly me. So what we're looking for is a double painite. Yeah, LTDs, they didn't just reduce the effectiveness of the fall off from multiple hotspots, they also reduced how many LTDs and surface deposits, etc., you find within a hotspot, and they didn't need to do both. Quite simply. So I will agree wholeheartedly, they broke it. So here you can see there's two painite hotspots that I'm switching between, and they're quite close together, so they're both within the yellow zone. What I generally do is either drop on the one furthest out and go towards that one, or vice versa. And painite hotspots, we're getting returns of up to about 57 regularly per asteroid, 57 percenters that is. Though I have seen a 63 since the patch. The only issue I had with the hotspots and whatever was, I understand why they didn't want people using, as an example, the egg exploit. Make it so that surface deposits restore on a timer. That would have fixed the problem. People would have had to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I mean, if they want to stop people from making huge amounts of money in short periods of time, stop breaking the game. I mean, there's always going to be gold rushes in Elite Dangerous. It's just a matter of which one you want to get in on. I used to like doing community goals, but there's no plans to bring those back. Yeah, the fighter exploit needed to be gotten rid of. There we go. Ooh, it's nighttime. I don't like mining in nighttime. Oh well. One does what one must. What treats do I carry? None whatsoever unless you want some limpets. Oh look, there are rocks there. Anyway. Select the next painite hotspot and head in that direction. That way I know I'm going deeper into the double. The other advantage with the 80 sector DBX D112, the current painite hotspot that I'm mining at, is that if you're feeling mean and nasty and horrible, it's an anarchy system. So if I wanted to, I could blow him up. But I don't usually do that. Yeah, Laidlaw, have you heard of Operation Ida? Okay, way back when, Operation Ida, there were a bunch of Thargoid Thargoid damaged stations that were in need of repair. So it's quite safe for me at the moment to go to the galaxy map. Now at one stage I think there were about 50 different stations that were needing repair. turn everything else off. Go away. So at the moment, there are these 5 that are all in need of repair. Right, so if you go to that system, you'll find that one of the stations is damaged and they'll need a certain amount of materials. Now, Operation IDA has managed to repair all bar, as you can see, about 6 space stations. And it's just players. There's an Operation IDA Discord. There's an Operation IDA website. There's downloads you can get that allow you to auto-report what you're delivering and what you pick up. If you're interested in doing trade, basically you fly from an OpIDA damaged site to the location to pick up whatever it might be that they need, take it back, sell it at a profit, and then go back and do the same again. There are no official missions. It's just a repairing space station, and this is what they need. Operation IDA keeps track of what's being delivered, how much has been delivered, and how much longer it's going to take to fix it, basically. I was doing OpIDA streams for a little while. It's alright, my dog's activated, he's stupid. He's having a wafer biscuit, but he was standing with his back legs fully upright on the lounge chair while his front legs are trying to eat on the floor. My dog is a wonderful dog. He's a Kelpie the size of a Labrador. If you don't know what a Kelpie is, many people outside of Australia don't realise what it is. If you look up Australian Kelpie, you'll see what he looks like. He's basically a big version of a Kelpie.
No, that's it. Activate.
Now I'll leave this pretty much on except for starter zone because I don't need to go there anymore. What the hell? What did he do? Oh, he's being pirated. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. Yeah, they do like look like smaller Alsatians, a little bit shorter in the hair than an Alsatian. They don't tend to have the ruff that an Alsatian does around the neck, and their tail isn't as bushy. Mine is actually the size of a slightly smaller, or only slightly smaller than an Alsatian, but he's a big Kelpie.
Let's do your toenails.
So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here for the moment. Just one thing I want to show you, in case you've never really had a look. Okay, there's the bubble. What I want to do at the moment is go for a bit of a trip. Now, phase 1 of the trip is over to here. Why did I pick this? Because this particular star is a Wolf-Rayet star, which is one of the larger stars in the galaxy, which, as you can see, compared to the other stars around it, it's quite big. That's step one. Step two is over to here. Right. Near a nebula. Step three, I haven't really decided yet, but we'll be over this way somewhere, because I want to pass through as many of these as I can. So I'll probably go out this way in this general zone, and then across to Beagle Point.
No.
Right, which is a journey of about, I think I worked it out, roughly 85,000 light years. Oh look, this fleet carrier is at Beagle Point now. Now, further than Beagle Point is Salome's Reach. No, it's not in there. Called Salome's Reach, but it's basically whoop, wrong button. Back to the galaxy map. Yeah, so direct to Beagle Point from where I am is 65,000 light years. So I've been there twice and back. A lot of people who go out here, when they get there, don't fly back. But there is a star system further out, which apparently is reachable. But only in certain ships. As you can see, there's not much here. So 65,384. And this one's 65,434. So an extra 50 and a bit light years. But there's not much else out there. Is that another one? That's not another one. So it's a long way out, but my plan is to do it in about a month's time. And I want to do as much of it as I can in one stream. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, you can self-destruct back to the last place you landed in a station. So at Sagittarius A, right, this one here's Sagittarius A, right next to it, over here, is the closest space station to Sag A. Oh no, hang on, wrong star system. Anyway, there is a space station out here called Explorer's Anchorage, which is not far from Sagittarius A star. I bet Yeah, I was going to say, there's going to be fleet carriers there now. But that is the galactic centre. Oh, the star map changes completely. But I'm thinking I'll go to Sajay on the way back rather than on the way out this time. Because every other time I've been through that system on the way out, this time it'd be nice to go a different way. Anyway, as far as nebulas go, Coalsack's not really much to look at. Witchhead Nebula is probably the one of the closer ones that looks nice. That is reachable by most people. It's about 1500 light years out, and there are space stations out here because this is where you find Thargoids at the moment. Oh, sorry, 750 light years out. And then you've got Barnard's Loop and the Horsehead Nebula, which you can't reach because they're permit locked. California Nebula is another one you can go visit. Whoop. California Nebula is about 800 light years out from the bubble. No, you generally what happens is you jump to a system either within or just outside the nebula, because each nebula consists of multiple systems. There are planetary nebula, which is, I'm trying to think where where it is. There's one out this way somewhere, which has got two very large stars in it, and right nearby there is one of the planetary nebulas. I'll just have a quick look online and see if I can find it. Okay, they're a remnant of a huge star. So here's one of them. As you can see, normal stars around it. And this one is a star that's basically gone supernova. So you've got the neutron star in the center, and what's left of its outer shell, I guess, around it. Anyway, they've got all sorts of things in Elite Dangerous. And that one's only 1800 or 18,174 light years out. only, he says. But that one is on the way to Beagle Point and Sagittarius A. So if you want me to, I can post that in there. So if you take that down, when you do decide to go to Sagittarius A, you can go and have a look. Alrighty, that's it for this evening. Ready to start mining on my next string, which probably won't be tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, evening, morning, whichever is appropriate. Same. And if ever you've got any questions about Elite Dangerous, feel free to ask. I've been playing this game off and on for about 5,000 hours, and I've watched probably that amount in YouTube videos as well, or Twitch streams, whichever is appropriate at the time. I'll just see if I can find someone we can send everybody over to that's streaming. Sorry about this, I've had issues trying to set up a raid a couple of times, so we'll get there. And hopefully, here we go. So we're going to be raiding Psychic. Hopefully that worked.